Cheers, everybody, and Happy New Year. I am watching the YouTube program from around the world New Year celebrations. So technically, it is Happy New Year. Maybe not happy, but definitely New Year. Um, Somewhere in the world. That was very original of me. And yeah, I'm just loving my rogue hair here. Okay, well, as long as it's my hair, not me. Um, really, I mean, I've done enough to step outside of expectations. And I guess that's a good note to start on. I have defeated a lot of odds. I've been up against many odds, and I would like to talk about that today, definitely, because we are talking about a new year. We're talking about how we want to start our year, what we want to plan ahead for us, and what lessons learned in the past, and how do we make ourselves better? How do we improve our lives? And what is the honest assessment of the basically the root cause of why our life hasn't necessarily gone as planned or as we had expected. And um, for me, I think the biggest struggle was, well, I'm doing everything legally, I'm doing everything correctly, I don't insult or disrespect anybody, but um, you know apostasy is real, and people are going to beg to differ with me. And if I'm not dealing drugs with them or covering for them, or thinking that everybody else does it, so why not us, and pretending to pretending to be like a Robin Hood that wants to help people that basically have their own good pair of hands to help themselves, is not acceptable to some people. And then you have the retarded new booties in this government's republic that in this republic, I should say, that want to be a part of a republic and are using the government as a stepping stone for their own benefit and their own enrichment, that are basically enabling and even egging on people that are just really about running game on people. I know that this isn't really like political rhetoric or anything, and you don't really have to be like a street um, like a street smart type person to understand what I'm talking about. And in fact, I think that more people in Congress right now should be thinking more like me, because it's getting very dangerous, I think, for a lot of people. For me, I stay away from the mob. That includes my family. That Not my family, I mean my biological associates, um, that people like to call my family. They're not my family. That's not what a family is. A family doesn't put you through uh, hardships. They don't, put themselves in harm's way that's going to end up affecting you. So when I decided to be a good person and stick to law and order, I did it because I didn't want to put my so-called family through the things that they don't mind putting me through. And they're using my kids. They're not kids anymore, and I don't make any and they shouldn't make any excuses for themselves. But in their defense, I did, uh, I guess, prolong their innocence for very long. I did shelter them. I, ran up my credit card so that, on my own, so that they could have a life away from crime and thugs and that sort of thing. And that's what my duty was, and I don't have any regret for that. And if I had to, cut costs down a few years later, well, I'll tell you, I did not waste any time at, I used that time very well, to my advantage. And now I'm here. I don't want to be the person, obviously, that covers for drug dealers like Silvia Castellanos, Diego, and Diego Castellanos, which are brothers, Octavio Padilla, the Padillas, Joseph Weezer, my brother, Jeff Landis, and like everybody that deals drugs and wants me to be implicated. It's not going to happen. It's not just them, because they're actually, I have a little bit of respect for Jeff, because he doesn't care. He's like the type of person that is not gonna hide it, like that's who he is. But then you have crackheads. Oh, I forgot to say, Ruben Bustamante Silva, whom I very naively thought, you know what, this is my contribution as a woman. I'm gonna teach this guy what a real woman is, what a real woman is willing to do for her kids. I sent this guy $25 a month to pay child support. You know what I mean? Like in back pay. So I'm the person that stepped up and said, I'm not going to use my kids as some kind of ransom for whatever some cartel wants to get away with. And my brother died in Mexico. Everybody knows that. And he was shot twice here in the United States and survived. So the the whole fact that, so these people, these wetbacks, I like to call, because that's the dirtiest word that I can think of for dumb wetbackers, that they could make everybody else's head a toilet. Um, if you can think of a dirtier word, if you can think of a dirtier word than wetbacks, that word instead. And it is a racist word. And it's supposed to be degrading. It's supposed to emphasize the difference between somebody that's a person that's um, of character, and not somebody that's willing to keep anybody down. Why would I have to keep anybody down? Yet why do I feel like I have to be kept down? There's no such thing as a glass ceiling. Because even with the Caucasians, I don't need to reach for anything higher. I just don't need to be held down. I'm fine. A person that lives off of very little. I am entirely happy with just having what I need, just like my Lord has said, and He will provide for me. And this is why I wanted to start with reading this. I did want to get that off my back, because off my chest, and I wish the monkey would also get off my back. But I think that what I'm about to read will lead me into my next uh, point here. So we're going to turn to Matthew chapter 13, verse 43, the return of the unclean spirit. When an unclean spirit goes out of a person, it roams through arid regions searching for rest, but finds none. Then it says, I will return to my home from which I came. But upon returning, it finds it empty, swept clean, and put in order. Then it goes and brings back with itself 7 other spirits, more evil than itself, and they move in and dwell there. And the last condition of that person is worse than the first. Thus it will be with this evil generation. That is a little bit of a puzzle to me, and I think it's supposed to be a puzzle that way. I think that it is supposed to be. It obviously, in the first place, it doesn't really target one person over. It doesn't target one end over the other. But I do want to say that uh, there's obviously there's been a rise in the use of psychology and calling and labeling people and trying to medicate people to fix their brain, because they want to see the truth and they want to see things for what they are, and not for that they're sugar coated or not. So I would rather watch news that is not going to sugarcoat. I would rather watch news. I would rather read um, information that is not going to be biased, is going to be an argument, in favor of their position because it might be convenient and not necessarily because it's the the reality. So um, we have a lot to worry about because of that. We have a lot to worry because of the sugar coating. We have a lot to worry because people want to use labeling and psychology to to keep prog- real progress and real evolution from developing and unfolding, I should say. So I have notes here, and I think I touched on some of the things. Of course, there's a lot more to talk about. Like, I'm never gonna feel like I'm in a position to be better than other people, no matter how much people try to put like anger in me. Grow into me, or me wanting to grow. Like, this is really like it's psychological abuse. It's like it's mental abuse. Um, it's mental abuse at its best, but the real problem here is that there is no um, faith. There's no faith in God and in a higher creator. There's no sense of right and wrong, like a strong sense of right and wrong from people. People are really just all about the rat trap and the cat and mouse game and games and games. And this is Caucasian stuff, right? Like the who moved my cheese thing, and like people just playing psychological mental games. And then it gets to like torture when other people do want to like like I guess call it out, then they get waterboarded. Or so I'm not surprised, and I'm not taking sides. I'm giving you friendly advice the same way I tried to give you know, like drug dealing people like Sylvia Castellanos, whom is a whore. She thinks that because she was only with my brother Eric Weezar, like fucking him and sucking his, you know what, it's like that makes her like a pure virgin, and it's not true. She is just as responsible for the life that his fate as he was. And I'm not making excuses, but I also don't make excuses for myself. And I have I have a lot to show for when it comes to my womanhood, and a whore like that's woman, so-called woman. I mean, she's a whore. And I try to give her advice. Hey, like just leave people like me alone that don't want to be a part of your drug ring, or like your fate. And then you'll be okay. Maybe you can still repent. Like maybe you can still like grow and be the person um that you want to be. Just like don't try and put and hang your conscience on innocent people that played every, like, made every like opposite move to yours. Like I would never dream of doing something that I would think later, you know, and Sylvia is my ticket out. If like I'm gonna deal drugs, but if something, like if one day I want to like not deal drugs anymore, I'm gonna blame it on Sylvia. Like that's fucking hoary. You're a whore. You're trash. And there's so many people like you. I get it, but I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm not going to play into it. You're not going to force me to, no matter what is going on in your sick little head. Okay, you can tell that to Andrew. You can tell that to all of your kids. And if they don't get it, that's fine, because you haven't really forced yourself that deep in their ass to, for them to even understand. Or maybe they do understand. Who cares? It's okay. Prosecco all day. So and you know what, the crackhead that I had kids with, he's no help. He basically thought that he married into the mob. Like all the time, like I thought he saw me, and I just thought like, okay, he thinks there's something going on, because I knew that my brother was being scapegoated at even 16, 17. There was something wrong. We're being scapegoated. All right, crackhead, I'll fucking have kids with you. I'll fucking show you who's who, and then I'll fucking move on. What does that crackhead do? Stalks. He still wants to use, like, I left everything peaceful and even pay him his 25 bucks a month for arrears and child support. I mean, get the fucking out of here, man. Get the fucking out of here. Oh man. I do think that women have a duty to mankind. I do. I think that I satisfied that duty. Like I didn't encourage any kind of drug dealing behavior or loyalty to cartels and that sort of thing. The loyalty was going to be to what's right and worshiping God and those sort of godly things. And if things didn't line up that way, I wasn't going to be there. Okay. And I was going to do it in good taste, peacefully, and in a way that I'm going to look back and be proud of myself. That's what I'm going to do. People don't like it. Did I fucking ask their permission to fucking lead my life the way I'm gonna lead it? No. Do I need do I need them to validate me? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, no, no. Okay, so this is what's going wrong is we don't have, talk about climate change. The true climate change is really along the spectrum of intelligence and purity of values. Okay, like we're being degraded. These people are apathetic. I know that I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I'm not, and I don't care. Um, that is what the true problem here is. And, I'm just going to remind everybody, God is the redeemer. God is the redeemer. Nobody, I'm not your redeemer. You're not my redeemer. God is the redeemer. And you're a sorry little fuck that doesn't have the courage to accept that and live on your own, on like on your own merit. I'm fucking crazy about merit basis. Like I'm all like, anytime I hear something that's like, yeah, I try and like that makes sense to me. It could get really lonely when people are like have to deal with the mob, and now the mob is actually or the White House administration. So you can just imagine how all the rest of the trash, yes, I call trash trash. If the shoe fits, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get in anybody's face like Maxine Waters tries to call people to do. You know who you are. You know the type of trash of a person you are, and you'll decide that. Again, I'm not the redeemer. You're not my redeemer. I know what I'm talking about. I want to be a good person. And that's why I'm attacked. Okay? That's the only reason I'm attacked, because good people have to be turned to being bad to feel good. That's called apostasy. Okay, so I'm really glad not to be associated with drug dealers despite my odds. My kids are young and being taken advantage of by the wetback drug dealers. You can scratch wetback. You can just say by Mexican cartels, the mob, which is basically Maria Rodriguez, family mob, which she likes to think of herself as my mom. But I tell my kids, like, my mother is in heaven, my father is in heaven. My family is much larger than those fucking trash. Okay. Oh, you wanted to trash Monique? Okay, that's okay. I don't need you. I don't need you at all. Sugarcoating is like lacing drugs. They'll both get us all finished. Alien behavior doesn't have to be wild behavior. You don't have to go and put yourself. You don't know the person. People don't even like. You can't even get to know a person right now because already there's a preconceived notion, and you want to go with stereotypes. So we already lived through through the fact that we have to live together with other cultures, other races, other people of different heritages, and now we should really be at the point where we are better at knowing an individual for who that individual is. Not This is regressive. What's happening right now is forming these coalitions of different heritages and pitting them against one another. And the only person that is reaping the benefits of that is are the true masterminds that want to use people. And I'm gonna call it Satan, and I'm gonna say, you know what, Satan? But I do have faith. I have a strong sense, thanks to my grandmas, I have a strong sense of right from wrong. So I have not changed one bit through. Oh, I forgot. I had to show off my little diamond there. I have not changed the person that I was. I formed myself to be, and everything that is me and has become me throughout the years through my education, through my own will, or through just good people that I thought there is good people out there. My life might not be as a kid is my life might not be that great, but somewhere out there are good people. There are people that are worth um, being a good person about, and um, then again, if it was just God, that would be fine too, except that God happened to put me in a world with a bunch of a billions of other people that he wants me to live with, and still be able to be a loving person. So that's what the goal is, and I haven't forgotten that, and I haven't. And um again, the the difference between people is very simple for me. It's good people from bad people. Good, good-hearted, warm-hearted people from evil, scummy pieces of shit. Um, so and they come in all colors. And you okay? So um, I don't impose myself on anybody as much as I will not allow anybody to impose themselves on me, because I know that God has a plan for me, and I understand that that Maria's mob had plans for me too, but I've been telling them, and I gave them the news. I was like, oh, oh, you wanted me to be the victim and redeemer of whatever, like anything like dirty on your conscience. Oh, that's too bad. Because guess what? God has plans for me too. Who do you think I'm going to follow? Trash or God? Not trash. So that, by process of elimination, what does that leave you with? Okay. All right. So let's start the year with strength, with conviction, knowing that we don't have to fold to wrong, even if we think it's just temporary, even if we think just like for don't and here's my advice is don't get yourself into situations where you're going to be cornered and trapped, because there is that kind of trash out there that is under the power of Satan. The people that you can call all kinds of different slurs, um and all they care about is that moment themselves, right? Like all they care about is that moment, and getting their way with you, getting there, trying to drive everybody down whatever steep hill and into a grave of multitude of bodies. I mean, you guys thought the Holocaust was bad. Well, this is how it starts, and for people, hey man, I'm ready to get my head chopped off for my beliefs, and everybody else better be, because I know that this world is getting really fucked up. I mean, it's bad. Like I can't be the only person. Obviously, is you would have to be like somebody that's like willing to like bend over backwards and like do whatever it is like that they think is going to get them by, and the whole thing is that it's only temporary. Okay. I don't I'm not with it. I'm not with it though, man. Damn, like they don't get it. And let me just go ahead and show you the picture of the whore that I don't want to get confused with. This is a picture from high school, I think. You see that whore right there, that one? Wait, where is she? That one right there. Her name is Lana Fernandez. She's such a whore. Like, she wants me to be like her. And I'm like, no, you're a whore. You fuck anything. Like, I don't care. And okay, like, this is the kind of whore that wants to go and fuck, like, cartel members, and then point her finger at me like I did something. That's the whore. This is the whore right there. You see her? Fucking horse face ass fucking ugly bitch whore. You can't do that. You have to pay for your mistakes. You pay for your mistakes. You never touch my daughter and touch my son with your fucking dirty ass fucking conscience. Hey, I'm already fighting all your fucking dirtiness every day, all day, like 24 hours. Like, you're like my real full-time job. I'm not like her. You shouldn't give honest and decent woman a bad name. You should pay for your mistakes. You're a dirty whore. So is your mother, Anne, and your faggot brother. And you can all kiss my fucking hiney. And you need to get the fuck out of my life, out of my thoughts. Like, get the, and that's probably all Octavio Padillas. Like, these are like some, like, the smacas. Like, man, I'm not gangster. I wish I could just be like a bookworm. Like, but these people, like they really wanted something with me. Damn, that bad, like really bad. Like, I don't care what I did, like, to not be a part of it. It was like, damn, bitch, you want it that bad? All right then, let's do it. All right, well, and you know what? I make no excuses for myself. Okay, like, if I wanted to have confronted you, I would have confronted you like there and then. But you can dig your own grave, make your own bed, whatever the expression is, whatever expression you want to use, really. But don't expect me to be responsible for your decisions. Those are your decisions. You pay. Um, this is how I'm going to start my year. We can just continue. I have not changed. You have not, as much as you have tried, forced yourself to grow on me. You haven't changed me. You've made me stronger. Okay, so thank you. Um, Either way, I don't expect anything good to come out of you, you dumb whore. Should have kicked your ass when I had the chance, man. Really fucking showed you. Damn, like seriously, man. I know you're trying to, like, oh, you got me all rattled. Yeah, right, you fucking whore. Fuck you. But whatever. She's she's trash. Basically, she's a mutt. She's a fucking mutt. No wonder she has like all these like fucking like boiling demons inside of her. Like, I'm not you. You can fuck around. You can marry into the mob too and want to make me a part of it, and you're just gonna fucking end up choking on a cock. Okay, so that's it. See you guys later. Have a great fucking New Year's, man. Um, let's just hope that when Jesus comes, man, you guys are gonna fucking go down. And I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Jesus, come soon.